Hello, dear brothers and sisters, and anyone this video is finding you. So I'm going to continue to talk about the festivals of the Lord, which can be found in your Bible, Leviticus chapter 23, verses 1 to 44, so it covers them all. As I explained that in my previous video, that I got a chance to observe some of these holidays, and so I want to go over them really quickly. So the majority of the laws in Leviticus deal with the matters of worship, legislation concerning offerings and sacrifices and priests, and the Day of Atonement, and the annual religious holidays. God's people followed a calendar, carefully directed the observances. Weekly Sabbaths was celebrated as a day of solemn rest from all work, and on the first of each month, the new moon feast featured a day of rest, specific sacrifices, and blowing of trumpets. In the series of special celebrations and rituals occur for each year. Now, as you read about these rituals in Leviticus, you're going to hear that the very end of each one of them, the Lord is going to tell Moses that this is to be a lasting ordinance for generations to come wherever you live. Which means, as in the Ten Commandments and all of the other laws and rituals, these are things that are to be passed down from generation to generation forever. And as I mentioned, there was never going to be a stop of it either. If the Christians would only back up and read the Old Testament, they would see that all these pagan holidays that we observe here in America and around the world are not the holidays we should be celebrating, because in the Old Testament, Jesus is the Spirit. The Spirit of the Lord is Jesus. And you don't know him, you don't see him in the flesh until the New Testament. He appears as the Aleph Tav, the Jesus code, throughout the Old Testament, telling you these things. He's foreshadowed in so many of the main key players in the Old Testament. Okay, not to mention the many times his birth was foretold prophetically, and his death. Go read Isaiah 58, go read Psalms 22, and watch the hairs on your body stand up because of how poignant, exactly accurate the prophetic part of the Bible is found in the Old Testament. So, again, these are things that are supposed to be passed down from generation upon generation. It's not a Jewish thing. It is a God thing. Okay, so I mentioned that we got to experience mezuzah. I'm probably saying that wrong. It is a water ritual, which is meant to purify and clean your body and prepare you to be reconnected to the Lord. And this particular one is a full body immersion in living water. So you have to be in like real water, not a pool or something, like living spring water, the ocean, river, whatever. And it's supposed to be done right before Rosh Hashanah to get you ready for the new year. And for those who've never had it done, it's baptism as well. And it was such a moving experience because my son, he's not baptized. He wasn't baptized yet. I mean, I had him baptized when I was still, in between being a witch and a Catholic when he was born. So he got the baby baptism, and I dedicated him when I became saved, born again. I had him dedicated, and he's saved. Like, he believes in Jesus and he loves Jesus. I mean, he loves Jesus and reading the Bible more than he loves his schoolwork, to be honest with you. So, we participated, and it's a family thing. Like, I have explained like my call, and when I was called to follow Jesus back in like 22, 23, I asked about my son, and he said to bring him with you. And that water ritual that we participated in, we did it together. it was bring him with you, and it was so beautiful. And then we got to experience Rosh Hashanah, the Festival of Trumpets, and that was just something so amazing, so wild. I mean, I'm gonna put the link to the church that I've been attending so you can watch some of their live streams and see these festivals happening. But I mean, it was like nothing I've ever experienced. It was so amazing. And then we participated slightly in the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur. I'm still learning about these festivals and when they fall, and I got, so much was happening when Yom Kippur fell that I didn't get a chance to. I didn't attend services, but I was able to go and bring the list, because you could make a list, and because like the books are open, and it's like God's way of tallying up open accounts, I guess. And the way it was explained to me by somebody at our church, you just lay everything before the Lord. And as many of you know, that there has been a big issue with my family since I found Jesus, since Jesus found me, since I accepted Jesus. There's been a big problem with my Catholic family, or Catholic when it's necessary, and especially my parents. And I had to go no contact. Well, during all of this time, in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, actually this week too, I hadn't talked to my parents all summer. I went no contact, specifically with my mom, but, with my dad as well, in a more of a lenient way with him. Well, he's in a nursing home now for dementia and Alzheimer's. And my mom has breast cancer, and she's in treatment. And you may think, oh my gosh, what's happening over there? Like, pray for her. Yes, pray for me. Thank you. But this is blessings. My dad and my parents are old. And with my mom's medical condition, she can't take care of my dad anymore. Even though my parents are divorced, my mom, she's power of attorney. She does all these things for my dad. And my sister lives in Florida. I live in Connecticut. My parents live in New York. So, my dad needs her, and she's got her own health problems now. It was for the best for him to go to a home. You might be thinking, oh, that's horrible. He's Alzheimer's and dementia. He needs to be around professionals. And my mom needs to focus on her recovery for breast cancer. And it all happened at the right time. The lift of the no contact happened in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And I laid it at the foot of the cross. I gave it back to God. God, take this from me. Please close this account. And that's just how it is. So I'm going to read a little bit of the Day of Atonement so you guys can understand that. So that is also found, all of these feasts are found in Leviticus 23. But this one is up one from the Tabernacles. Leviticus 23, verse 26. The Lord said to Moses, the 10th day of the 7th month is the Day of Atonement. Hold a sacred assembly and deny yourselves, and present food offerings to the Lord. Do not do any work on that day, because it is the Day of Atonement, when atonement is made for you before the Lord your God. Those who do not deny themselves on this day must cut themselves off from their people. I will destroy from among the people anyone who does work on that day. You shall do not do no work at all. This is a lasting ordinance for generations to come. Wherever you live, it is a day of Sabbath rest for you, and you must deny yourself. From the evening of the 9th day of the month until the following evening, you are to observe as a Sabbath day. Again, every one of these holidays, every one of these festivals, the Lord is telling Moses to tell the people, this is a lasting ordinance for generations to come to celebrate and honor and observe. And the festivals are Passover, the festival of unleavened bread, the offerings of first fruits, the festival of weeks, which is Pentecost, the festival of trumpets, which is Rosh Hashanah, the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, and the festival of tabernacles, known as Booths and Sukkot. May God be with you. May you learn the truth and buy a Bible. Take care.